right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Chike Onyia Speaks live talk show. Yes, we're live from Lagos, Nigeria. Yes, my name is Chike Onyia, and I'm so excited to be here today. You just don't even know how happy I am. It's Friday, we get to chill, right? And I have my co-host here with me, the lovely Dr. Azuko Onyia, the most important human being, walking the face of this planet in my life. You know what I'm saying? She's beautiful, she's awesome, she's intelligent, and I'm so glad I married this woman. Hey, honey, how you doing? Good evening.
Good evening, and good evening, everyone. Always excited to be here on the show with you. So it's going to be an awesome show today. I know that.
Really? Why? Why do you think it's going to be awesome?
Because the topic is awesome.
What's the topic? What's the topic, right? You want to tell the audience what's the topic?
Well, today we're going to be talking about how to choose a life partner. How to choose a spouse.
You said life partner, so
I'm correcting myself.
Are you qualifying yourself? Let's be.
No, I'm not qualifying. I'm restating.
Oh, restating. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you okay. Restating. So let's scratch or scrap.
Scratch partner.
Okay. A spouse.
How to choose a spouse, a husband or a wife. If you are a woman, how to choose a husband that is a man. And if you are a man,
a husband that is a man.
A wife that is a
woman.
That's what we want to talk about today.
Oh my God. All right. That's awesome, right? And on the show, we have a purpose, right? We have a mission. There's a reason why my wife and I started this show, the Chike Onyia Speak show. You know why? Because we want to touch one life. We want to change one life. We want to touch one family and change one family at a time. So touching one life, touching one family, and changing lives and families, one at a time. That's why we're here tonight. And look, it's simple. If we're able to communicate something tonight, if we're able to share something tonight about how you select your spouse that is useful to you, then we've done our jobs. The good news about us, my wife and I, is that we've been married for 27 years, right? So I married my best friend, yeah. So I'm a very fortunate gentleman, and that's what we're talking about on the show today. Let's welcome our audience. We'd like to welcome them all the way from Los Angeles, California. You're welcome to New York. You're welcome to Lagos. You're welcome London. You're welcome Meduguri, wherever you're listening from. Cameroon, right? Lusaka, Zambia, wherever. Kaduna, Ijebu-Ode. So many people. Can we go to your village, right? We always go to my wife's village. I love my wife's village, right? Sometimes she confuses the local government. She doesn't know whether it's Idemili North or Idemili South. Which one is it?
Which one is it? You tell me.
But I came there to marry you now. It's your own local government.
So you should, since you went there, you should tell them.
It's Idemili North. How can I forget?
Very good.
It's about Tete. Yeah, Ibokwen, Idemili North. Yes. Then I want to arrive in my village, Udi town. Yes, Enugu State. Want to welcome you to the show, right?
What about Lagos? That we
that's where we. Yes, we welcome Lagos, or did we? No. We didn't. Lagos, yes. Oniru, VI in Lagos. Wherever you are in Lagos, want to welcome you. And we don't take our audience for granted. Without our audience, that's the truth. This show will be non-existent. Is it not true?
No, correct. Just true.
So you and I will just sit here bantering about what? We hang out all the time. Might as well be in our living room. But we're here today in the studio broadcasting to the world, right? And we're really happy to be here. So let's jump right in, right? Let's jump right in. So this topic came about because a woman wrote on Facebook, right? The Facebook Messenger application, right? She wrote a message and she said, you guys are always talking about marriage. Seems like you're always talking about married couples and all that. What about us? We, the singles, right? Why don't you talk about, how to find a spouse? And that's where this topic came from. We want to spend all of October helping somebody out there, right? And if you're already married, clearly you're going to learn one or two things from this as well, right? So we're also talking to married couples. Some of the principles apply, obviously, right? So
You've already chosen the spouse. So.
Yeah, well, you've chosen your spouse, but there's some principles in there that maybe if you missed, it's never too late. You can still, address those issues, right? And hopefully manage the current situation in your marriage, right? But the emphasis is on the singles today, not the married people. Let's just leave the married guys out of this, right? They can listen, but the show is really not for them, right? Okay. Today. So you want to, what do you want to talk about? You want to get started? What do you want to talk about?
I don't want the married to tune off.
You mean the married people?
The married
to
people.
Tune off?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, you're not talking to me. Bye.
I just invited a married man just as I was walking into the studio, and I said, hey, call your wife. Tune in, and hopefully they're going to learn something, right? Maybe they have family members who are not married, so friends. The married people can then, in fact, call your friends, call your family members, call the single people out there, send them the link, tell them we're on YouTube. Just go to Chike Onyia on YouTube or go to Facebook, look for Chike Onyia Esquire. You can tune into the show right now, okay? So let's jump right in. What do you want to talk about?
Where should we start?
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
First things first.
First things first. What's the first thing?
I'll ask you the questions and you can
really
provide the answers.
Oh, you're the interviewer today.
Yes, I'm the interviewer.
Okay, no wahala, like we say in Nigeria. No wahala.
So let's jump right in. What do you think is the appropriate age for someone to start thinking about marriage?
That's a very good question. I mean, that's a great place to start. I think that once you reach adulthood, you become an adult, which is what? I mean,
is it the legal definition?
The legal definition, 18, once you're 18, you're an adult. 18 is young. But by the time you get to your early 20s, yes, you need to start thinking. That's what we're saying here. Thinking about, the criteria you want to the criteria you want to use to judge or determine who this spouse is going to be. At least you have to start thinking about the criteria.
Early 20s.
Yes.
Start thinking about the criteria.
Yes, start thinking about the criteria that you want to, the qualities that you're looking for in Prince Charming or the princess, wherever, right? What are the qualities? You need to start thinking about that.
I think early 20s is late.
Okay, well, you asked it. Okay, so now you are answering the question you asked me.
No,
I like the divergence. No, I like the divergence in opinion. That's what's going to make the show very, very, very interesting. Tell us your viewpoint. I want to learn from you. I think that, in the early 20s, you need to start thinking about it. All right? So, because when you're in the teens, 18, 19, your mind, you're still trying to navigate the world. You're trying to even find your feet, wet your feet. You're still in college. You may have different priorities. But anyway, go ahead. Let's see your point of view, right?
Yeah, so I think that your first year in college, in university, Nigeria, you should know the qualities of a good spouse.
Okay.
You should know that. So if you enter college at the age of 16, 17, 18, your parents at home should have laid out to you what a good spouse is, because I'm of the opinion that a very good place to look for a spouse is in university.
Okay.
Is in your is in your institution of higher learning. And majority of people, like let's say if you take, for the statisticians,
Okay.
you look at a median age,
right.
What's the range in the middle? Most people fall between the ages of 16 to 19 on their first day in university.
Yeah.
And you should know who you're looking for. Because you're going to, before you know what is happening, if you're studying, if you're in a 4-year course,
right,
or 5-6 years course, before you know what is happening, those years fly by so quickly. And by the time you graduate,
okay,
and you get into the workplace, it
right.
becomes tough.
Right.
You have deliverables, you know, you don't have time, you have bills to pay. The time to date and really know the person before you marry that person is limited.
Okay.
And so you find people dating people for years only to break up at the end of the day. That years, if you look at the real time that you have spent with that person, you find out that maybe in a month, cumulatively, maybe we spent 2 hours. It's not enough.
2 hours? Really? What kind of work does the person do? Is the person like...
No, if you live in Lagos, for instance,
no?
where we live, you
Right.
can't date anybody except you people live in the same compound or something. By the time you get off work, jump into the traffic, get home, you're tired. That's the truth of the matter.
Right.
So you're only going to have time on the weekends, you know?
Okay.
And you're going to, you know, on the weekends, you need to do your laundry, you need to do shopping, you need to go to church, you know. So you really don't have that luxury of time. So that person is on their best behavior for those 2 hours. You understand what I'm saying? You really don't know the person.
Right.
But if you start early
Right.
in the university, begin to look, you know, who are the people there, what is their character, but you spend time, you know, you people go to lectures together, you go to study together, you spend quality time, you grow up together, you know, you
Right.
get to really know this person.
Right.
So my mother married at the age of 16.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, right?
I know, but there are certain things that happened long time ago that maybe we need to revisit now,
Like what?
because we've tried it our own way, you know, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. It's not everything that happened in my mother's you know, era that you know, it can work today. But still, there are certain things that we can pick. I don't advocate anybody marrying at the age of 16 anyway. What I'm saying is, you know, at the age of 16, you should understand what a good spouse is. You know, it's very tough for people because, you know, when they come out of university to now start looking for a spouse, most, you know, marriages where people meet themselves after university, to me, it feels rushed for the reasons that I said. You know,
Okay.
you haven't spent enough time with the person.
Okay. So I think, so we have two views here. Your view is start looking in the university. I think where I agree with you is, you know, it's nice. It would be nice to find your spouse in the university. I think that's
best practice.
We can agree with, right? It would be nice to find a spouse in the university. In other words, you guys are so young, you've known each other, or you knew each other, or got to know each other when you were like kids, and you were friends in school. Maybe you started dating, right? And you come out of university, you continue that relationship, and then you get married, right? The good thing about that is, and let's qualify it, if you're dating, I mean, we're Christians, so I want to say that you want to keep that relationship holy, pure, right? We talked about, last time I was here, that, you know, sex is reserved for married people, so I just want to throw that in, right? Even in your dating, we want to keep it godly and holy, right? Now, but the point is that if you then meet that spouse in the university, you've gotten to know that person when they had nothing. Person was a nobody, so to speak, in quote, right? They had not built a career, you know, they're not but they've not made their own money, even if they come from a wealthy home. But you guys are like, right, Adam and Eve in the garden, just, you know, open, transparent, loving each other, right? So that's a good place. So I think we've answered that question. So if you have that opportunity and you're listening in today and you're still in the university, that's the first point we want to make to you today. Start looking. And of course, on the show, all through the month, we're going to be sharing some qualities that you need to look for in a spouse. Now, there are people who have come out of the university, right? And they're not married. So are you saying, because somebody may be listening and say, Dr. Azuka, you have written us off for, we didn't find nobody in no university, right? In fact, we weren't even looking. Maybe we should have listened to Dr. Azuka before we started uni. Well, it's never too late. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late. And so my point of view applies to those people. You start your early 20s if you've missed the university days, and you have to start thinking about that spouse. So I hope that answers your first question, right? I think
Yes.
hopefully you've seen, because your question was, what was your question again?
What age? What's the appropriate age to begin to think about marriage and to begin to look for a spouse?
Okay, not the appropriate age to get married, right?
No.
Okay,
How
so
can you? No.
so I just want to be clear. So your question is or was the appropriate age to start thinking about what a spouse should look like for you.
For me.
Yes, in your own life.
Yes.
And who should even teach you that? Let's even talk about that.
your
So I'm
parents
asking
should
you a
teach you
question
that.
now.
Yes.
My own question to you: Where should people go and even learn? Let's even assume you're out of university, right? And you're now listening. Where do people learn? Where should they go to learn the criteria to pick a spouse?
Your parents.
Your parents, okay?
Your church community. Your family. Shows like this. The internet. You can ask ChatGPT anything.
You're going to rely on AI to tell you that.
AI
Artificial intelligence,
is intelligence.
Some robot, a chat bot,
Yes,
or whatever
a
you call
robot,
it.
yes.
It's going to be answering questions on love and stuff like that.
Anything you want. So
What's the world
nobody
becoming, man?
has any excuse nowadays to be naive and they say I don't know.
Artificial intelligence.
No.
Oh, artificial intelligence is now telling us the qualities we should be looking for in our spouse.
Yes. In a good spouse.
Oh my God! Oh, we need to. Should we write that in
You should have
ChatGPT?
to qualify
In a
it.
good
In a
spouse.
good spouse.
Okay, because you don't want ChatGPT.
You can even put, 2 weeks ago or so, we talked about,
God.
temperament and
Yes.
people's, temperaments and their personality types and all that. You can even enter, ChatGPT. I'm a melancholy. What is your advice? It's going to tell you.
Hey, gosh, oh.
You
Robots
think
are
you
taking
would,
over, man.
you would be better served if you, married somebody with, so I think marriage is such a serious institution that needs to be done properly. It's not something that should be rushed. It's not something that someone would say, oh, let me look at my time clock, X number of years, so it's time to go and look for a spouse. It's not shopping in the grocery store. It's a very serious institution. If you want to, you're a lawyer, I'm a finance person, we spent time right from when we entered primary school. We started talking about what do you want to be when you grow up. People are already figuring out what their skills were and all that. What subjects am I good at? Can I talk? Can I dance? Can I run? People begin to think about their careers and what they want to do in life from when they are small. How much more the most important or one of the most important institutions in life, which is the marriage institution. You can't just handle it anyhow.
All right. If you're just joining us, we want to welcome you to the Chike Onyia Speaks live talk show. That's Dr. Azuka. She just finished speaking. She's the co-host. I'm the host. My name is Chike Onyia. On the show today, we're talking about how to choose a spouse. How to choose a spouse. And, I hope you've subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you haven't, just look for Chike Onyia and just subscribe. The good thing about subscribing is that every Friday, right, if you subscribe, once the show starts, you will get a notification that the show has started, right? Of course, also on Facebook, you can join us, Chike Onyia Esquire. You can listen in whenever you want, right? So the show is online, and I'm sure we have some guests online already. We'll welcome you guys in a moment. Feel free to drop your comments about today's topic right? In a minute, we're going to take a break. But I think so far, we've established a couple of things, two things. Number one, and let me agree with you on that, that in the university, it's a good place to find a spouse, which means that it's a good place to start thinking about, the qualities of a spouse. If you get past the university, obviously you got to still keep thinking about that. And then the second thing we've just established is that, you can't, and that's a tragedy, because we spend so many years in school, mathematics, statistics, maths, biology, chemistry. Then you go to uni, spend that money, then you go get a master's degree, get a law degree. How come we don't spend as much time learning what it takes to even find a spouse? Or what it even takes for you to prepare to be a spouse, right? There are all kinds of issues. And we tend to leave those issues and push them to the side and then rush into this decision only to find ourselves sometimes in a quagmire, right? Okay, so let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to continue the show. We're going to welcome the audience. Today, you're going to call in and maybe help us as we go through this topic. What is it? If you're married, maybe you can call in and tell us what you did in picking your spouse. We want to hear from the married people in that sense. If you're single, you can call in or write and tell us what you are looking for in a spouse and maybe what criteria you're using at this point, right? All right?
Yeah, so when we come back, we're going to be we're going to be discussing some very key, criteria that people should, or singles should bear in mind as they're looking for a spouse.
So you're going to take the first one?
Yes.
You take the first one. So we'll let Dr. Azuka tell us the first one. Then we're going to open up the phone lines and hear you out. So let the audience join us here, so we can make it interactive, right? We can learn from you. You're going to learn from us, right? Okay, so let's take a break. We'll come right back. right, good evening. Welcome back. Yes, we're right back. And this is the Chike Onyia Speaks, the live talk show. We're broadcasting here from Oniru in Victoria Island, Lagos. And we want to welcome you. It's really a great day. We're talking about a fantastic topic, one that is really close to our hearts, my wife and I. We believe so much in the institution of marriage. For me, unequivocally, with absolute confidence, I can say clearly in my mind, it was God that created marriage. That institution of marriage, I just want to make it very clear, in my own opinion, it was God that created marriage. And I found the first marriage in the Bible. the most important book in my life. I found it in Genesis chapter 4. Adam knew Eve. They bore Cain and Abel. That marriage. Adam knew his wife Eve. In Genesis chapter 4, 1, 2, and 3, Genesis, God created Adam, then made Eve. But in Genesis 4, I found the marriage. It says, Adam knew his wife Eve, and they bore Cain and Abel. That, for me, is the first institution that God created, even before government, even before the laws that God handed down to Moses. The institution that God created first is marriage, right? So important to our Creator, our God, right, honey? You wanna go in and tell us your first criterion, maybe, in selecting a spouse, right?
So top on the list for me is that your prospective spouse has to have a solid foundation.
Solid foundation.
Yes, a solid foundation.
Okay.
That solid foundation is built on, physical, emotional, spiritual, even financial stability. You don't really want to, let me just put it this way. It's best to avoid people who have a shaky foundation. In terms of, let's even start with the spirituality. They're not quite sure, what their spiritual status is. Are you this or are you that, or you're nothing? They don't know whether they are something or nothing. Whatever your spirituality is, you should join or you should be looking forward to joining yourself with someone who is in the same spiritual standing as you are. Why it's very important?
Why?
People are very passionate about issues with religion and spirituality. Most people are. They have very strong beliefs and very strong convictions, and it goes to the core of their person, right? Who they are, what they believe in. And when you're misaligned with that person's core beliefs and what moves them, what drives them, it's going to be a very big challenge. They believe this, you believe something else. So you won't see eye to eye, because their spiritual belief is what drives and informs everything they do or say. So when you are misaligned, it's a very big challenge. In terms of their physical, the physical side of it. If you're someone who doesn't really give it, you don't really care about or you don't attach so much weight on your physical appearance, your hair, your nails, your teeth, your fingernails, and the other person does. There's misalignment. You may feel, if you're the carefree type, you can go 3 months, you have not made your hair, you've not even combed it, and the other person is well groomed. There's a misalignment. You may look at the person as too superficial. The person may look at you as very unhygienic. So there's misalignment there. If you're the sort of person that likes to gym, you go to the gym, you work out, you do the treadmill, you just have to put in your gym time every week. And the other person likes to just lie down on the couch and
eat pomo
and eat popcorn and watch and eat popcorn and drink.
Popcorn is too good. Just eat.
Let me say the one that I know. Eat popcorn and drink soda.
Oh my God.
And you're looking at it, it's like, what an unhealthy diet. The person has a big bag of potato chips.
Oh my God.
They are nibbling
That's really
at it.
funny.
or a jar filled with chocolates, you know, and you're the healthy type, you're eating carrots, you know, celery sticks,
really,
broccoli.
Wahala, broccoli.
Yes, and you're eating
Oh my gosh,
what's the opposite of broccoli?
I don't know, it's pomo now.
You're eating pizza with triple cheese.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
there's misalignment. You people can't even go to the same restaurants. The person is a vegetarian, you know, they are vegan. You know, you eat, in short,
Oh my
live
God.
animals. You know,
That's funny, man.
it's misalignment. So
Okay.
that foundation, you
Okay.
know, is very important. Is the person disciplined? This is what I like, this is what I do, and all that, and you've watched that person. It's very critical to start from there. And that alignment, you know, it's funny, you know, we laugh about it, but it's very serious. You know, it's very serious.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like that. You want to welcome, we have some people here, honey. Let's welcome the audience, right? You want to go ahead?
No, you go ahead.
Okay,
You've
we
been
have,
talking.
you've been talking. Well, you like to talk. Go ahead.
No, you talk.
You are the,
For relieving.
you are the talker.
You go ahead and
Oh
talk.
my God. Lillian says hello. Halimat says good evening, Ma and Sir. Lillian says, for me, it's kindness. It's such an important character trait for me. Lillian says, but I often wonder if it's enough, honestly. Oh, she's wondering whether kindness is enough. Interesting. Afolabi Lawrence says, boss, greetings from Lawrence. Lawrence, let me help you, boss. This boss you are calling, is it the boss lady or the boss man? You know what I'm saying? You know, so let's go with the boss lady. You say boss lady, boss man, right? But anyway, Mr. Lawrence, thank you so much, right? Lawal Moshud says good evening, Ma, and good evening, sir, right? So yeah, let's even see what the audience want to tell us. You've laid out the first. So for you, a solid foundation, and you gave us two examples. Number one, spiritual, and then you even said physical, right? Okay, so let's open up to the phone line, see what the audience want. Let them join this conversation. Then I'm going to drop mine, right? So we go back and forth, we can banter, and hopefully everybody's learning. 091 6000 2661 is our number, or you can call 091 6000 2662, right? On WhatsApp, if you're calling from the abroad, like my niece Chinwe would say, the abroad, right? You can try +23491 6000 2663. If you're calling locally, I mean, you can always do WhatsApp, right? 091 6000 2663. It's a local WhatsApp, right? So you can call in, and let's hear from you, the audience. Let's see what you have to say. What are your thoughts about, you know, picking a spouse?
You can also write in too.
Yeah, you can write in, sure. A lot of people want to make comments. Yeah, you can go on our different platforms on Facebook, Chike Onyia Esquire. We have our IG, Instagram handle, platform, different social media platforms that you can go to and write us, right? So while we wait for the audience, I want to first take this one that you talked about. And that's, for me, this piece called spirituality. I think that, you know, Afolabi Lawrence says he loves Kwamo. I beg you, make una no vex. So there are some Kwamo lovers out there. I don't want you guys to get angry at me, right? Lawal Halimat says, so Ma, the first thing we should look out for is misalignment. Compare your lifestyle to theirs. You want to respond to that? She's asking you, says, so Ma, the first thing we should look out for is misalignment, right?
Yes,
compare your
first
lifestyle to theirs.
The first thing to look out for is misalignment, because you need to marry your friend. You people need to be friends first. Friendships last forever, you know. So who are your friends typically? They are people you do things together with, you know.
Right.
A lot of or not a lot, but some married couples, they don't have anything in common.
Really?
Yes.
Then why
one
are they married?
person loves sports, the other person loves usually the guys love sports, the ladies love romantic novels and movies. There's no alignment there. So the man is watching his sports, the woman is doing something else. He cannot stand romantic movies. She cannot stand
Oh
sports.
my God.
And it depends on the kind of sports. If it's football, she can manage it. But what if he likes boxing? What if he likes boxing? What if he likes
tennis?
No, tennis is an awesome sport. What if he likes sports that are quite physical, or you may even think they are violent. So there is no alignment there. So that begins to create separation.
Right.
And if one spouse likes to go to church and likes this particular church, and the other spouse wants to wants to watch a movie on a Sunday morning, there's misalignment there. If one spouse likes to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and the other spouse likes to eat junk, they are eating burgers with French fries in a big bowl of ice cream for breakfast. There's misalignment there. Some people are like that. They must eat their burgers. They must have their bowls of ice cream, and you're wondering. You don't even like the same kinds of foods. Some people don't like seafood, others do. Some people are vegan, others are not. So you have to have alignment. Because it's that friendship, you do things together. That's what sustains the marriage. Your friends.
Okay. All right. We got a call. Hello. Good evening. Hello. All right. I think we missed that call. Please call back, right? Call back. We'll take the call from you. 091-6000-2661 or 091-6000-2662. You can also try 091-6000-2663. We want you to call back. We want to hear from you, right? Okay? All right. A call coming in. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening, man, sir.
Yes.
This is Lawa from Osun State.
Lawa from Osun State. Oshobo, right? Ile-Ife. Great Ife. All right, go ahead, Lawa. Go ahead, Lawa.
Yes, sir, I will agree with Doctor that marrying your friend and checking out at the right time, which is the university days, will build a better relationship than any other one.
Nice. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. That misalignment. You have to marry your friend. If you're not friends, there's a misalignment there. He's actually agreeing with you that you should find your spouse in the university. I think that's a brilliant idea. Find your spouse in the university, right?
Yeah, and find someone you're aligned with. You people, like I said, friends hang out together. Have you seen two people that call themselves friends, and one person is in Jerusalem, the other person is in Jericho? No, friends do things together. They go everywhere together. They even wear the same clothes. They even think alike. They stand in for each other. That's what marriage is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Friendship first.
Right. That's nice. Yeah. So anyway, for me, I think friendship is fantastic, and you have to be friends. My wife and I, we've been friends for many years. Right. It's not today that we started.
And we met in the university, by the way.
Yeah, we met.
So let's just throw that out.
Yes, we met in the university. She was 16 and I was 19. We were in the same university, right? We actually used to hang out a lot. We'll go study. Okay, we got a call. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, good evening.
This is Alim.
Yeah. Halimat, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Apart from the misalignment, what the main part I talk for in misalignment is our popular habits like the message that
Halimat, wherever you're calling from, her network used to be better before when we started this show, but over the period of months, her network has, I don't know. Halimat, maybe you want to write your comments. So sorry, really want to know what you're saying, but every time she calls in these days, it's just not going through, right? Oh wow, we have a lot of comments here, honey. You wanna read? Let's read from the from there. They're writing more. I wonder why the audience won't call us. They want to write more, right? But go ahead. You want to read? Go ahead.
So Yvonne Anakwe says, good evening. One of the things you should consider is values. Same values is key.
Okay.
Yeah, which is, that solid foundation, having
Right.
that solid foundation.
Right.
Where is what family does the person come from? What are their values in Igbo culture?
Right.
When two people want to get married, there is investigation done. People is like due diligence. Where are you from? What do what's your family about? What do they believe? Because you're only going to act out what you know. So value is very key. Lillian says, I have a dilemma I'm facing. I like a guy and he fits the typical criteria for a spouse. He earns well and is calm and is responsible, but there is no attraction or similarity in terms of taste. So let me just go down to what Lillian is saying. He would let me do what I want, so I am not sure he likes what I like. I have someone else I like a lot. We align everywhere. He gives me peace and we are friends. But he wants me to wait before our relationship brews. But I'm torn because the first guy wants me now and I'm ready to settle down. But we have nothing in common. I just want to make a responsible decision and settle down. Am I being unwise by agreeing to date him, or should I just build something with this person I align so well with?
That's Lillian, thank you for writing and sharing this with us. Before I go into Lillian's, I'm going to respond to her, right? I think that this part about spirituality, I don't want us to just kind of gloss over it, right?
No, we're not.
Yes, I
How
don't.
are we glossing over
No,
it?
no, I don't want to. Yes, no, I want to come back to what you said. Yeah, because it's been on my mind and I don't want to forget it, right? You talked about. No, I want to even be very specific here, because you talked about religion, you talked about church, and things like that. Earlier I had said that for me it is God that made marriage. It's God. And for any marriage to work, I just want to be so clear. I've been married 27 years, so I think I have a bit of authority to say what I'm about to say. For any marriage to work, God must be at the center of that marriage. And what I mean by that is very simple. I mean that both parties must have a relationship with God. You must know God. You must know His ways, His word. You must be convicted, and you must be ready to obey His word in that marriage. So here's what I mean. When the Bible says, thou shalt not commit adultery, if you find that when you're dating somebody, the person seems to be, gallivanting and is unfaithful, is not loyal, and wants to multi-date, if there's any phrase like that or word like that, you need to think twice about that kind of person, because when you do get married, you're going to see some of that. People don't change overnight, right? So that spirituality where you guys put God in the center, for me, is so important. Because you see, today you're feeling happy in the marriage, tomorrow you're angry with the spouse, today there's a conflict, tomorrow there's peace, there are issues here and there. And if God is not at the center of that marriage, you're going to be like a wind being blown in different directions. So that's what I wanted to say, right? And to answer her question, for me personally, right, I have to be attracted to the person I'm going to marry. So let me just, I think she said something about, did she mention something about not being attracted to that first person?
It says there is no attraction or similarity in terms of taste. So as you answer the question,
attraction.
I'm reading what
there's
she wrote.
No attraction,
she
right?
Said there's no attraction or similarity in terms of taste.
Okay, does she mean physical attraction?
You can fill in the blanks and answer it to the best of what you think she's trying to say, but I think she means physical attraction anyway. But she says, I like the guy and he fits the typical criteria. He ends well and is calm and responsible, but there is no attraction. So as you answer the question, I'd like you to juxtapose that with your spirituality. So let's say this guy is very spiritual. He prays 5 times a day, and she's not attracted to him.
Well, like I said, you can be spiritual all you want, right? If I'm not attracted to you, there's got to be that physical attraction. Come on.
Why is that?
Because
what if you develop
let me tell
time?
you. Let me tell you why. You've asked a fantastic question. Let me tell you why. And maybe for men, I have to answer as a man. Maybe for women it's different. Men are visual. Men look. They want to see. So if one of the reasons why I married you is because you're very pretty. Just give me a break.
You're vain.
You call it whatever you want to call it. That one doesn't bother me.
So if I had a bigger nose,
if you had bigger nose, maybe I won't be here. You know what I'm saying? Let's call a spade now. Honey, we're being real. This show is real, though. I can't lie. Besides, I'm a Christian. I can't lie. One reason, what attracted me to you first was your beauty. I didn't even know anything about your spirituality. It was your beauty first. Okay. That's why I gravitated to. So, for me, I love the fact that she said the man is kind, he has a good job, he's calm, fantastic stuff. But first things first, where's the attraction? I don't want to wake up one morning, look at your face, and be like, oh my God. You mean I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life, my natural life? My gosh, no, please. In fact, sometimes when you and I fight, when I look at your pretty face, I'm like, Shebina Mayazuka, leave him. I go forgive you because you're fine. If you're ugly, the slap, I go just now virtual slap. I go give you power, not physical. I can't touch you. I go give you for Zoom. I feel slap power. I say make a slap Azuka for free. No, but seriously, I think the attraction is very important. For men, maybe for you're a woman, so maybe you can help her. But for me, that attraction, if the attraction is not there, it's going to be hard for me. I'm not going to tell a lie. It's going to be hard. I have to, something's got to draw me to you.
I guess, it's an individual thing. Everybody has to answer for themselves. It's not as if women don't look at physical appearance and judge. After all, Lillian is a woman, but some women may say, you know what, he ends well.
He ends well.
He's very kind. I mean, he doesn't have to be the most. There are people who marry very handsome men and the men are lousy.
Sorry to interrupt you there. Look at what she said here. Physical attraction isn't there, and he isn't very spiritual. We don't share similar hobbies either. I am mostly bored when we're together. He's a great guy in terms of the marriage requirements. But come on now.
He doesn't have any marriage requirements.
Lillian,
he has failed.
You finished this guy, yo.
No, she didn't finish him. She's just stating what it is. That the thing is that Lillian, you said he's a great guy in terms of marriage requirements. So Lillian is thinking that to be married, you have to have certain requirements. You have to have money. You have to be calm. A lot of people are calm. In fact, money makes you calm. A lot
of people have money.
Yeah. No, money makes you calm. What are you fidgeting for when you have money?
Well, yeah.
People people are usually, men are very angry when they don't have money. If you see a man that is always angry, he's broke. You know, he's broke.
Oh my
So
God.
everything annoys him. But if he has money,
Oh my God. The people in the studio are cracking up on you, man.
You
Look
know?
at men in the studio, they're having a blast here, man. They're cracking up and laughing at the Dr. Zuka. Say, men, when a man is angry, it means he doesn't have money.
He doesn't have
He's
money.
always angry. He's broke.
always broke.
That poor man.
Exactly. So, I mean, Lillian,
God, that's cold, man.
I wish you all the very best, but just know that the starting point of looking at who you should marry as a spouse is not just about him being calm or having a good job. You have to be physically attracted to him. You have to share things. You have to have similar hobbies,
yeah.
even if from now maybe he I love sports. I've been playing sports from when I was a little girl, and I played sports competitively, so I've always been a sports person. I can't really describe Chike as a sports person, but during the course of our relationship, he likes what I like.
He's a Chelsea fan.
I also like what he likes. So even if you don't start off sharing the same hobbies, is the person even willing? Is this guy willing to get interested in the things that you are interested in?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, you're going to continue to be bored. The thing is that I've seen that the young people of nowadays, their greatest concern in marriage
is what?
Is boredom.
You've been talking to them?
Yes, I've been talking to them. Their greatest concern is
really?
Boredom.
Really?
Yes. Oh, she's pretty, she's godly. But she doesn't excite me. She's not, So the person is the outgoing type, is the social type, is the type that wants to go out, hang out, go to this. She's the type that wants to sit down at home and read a book and doesn't really know much about the social cycle and all that. The person said, I'm bored. And it goes the other way as well. A woman, she's outgoing, she likes to go to the beach, she likes to have fun, she likes to do things. The guy is the son that just wants to go to work, come back, and provide, and go to sleep, carry newspaper and be reading. Doesn't want to go anywhere. He doesn't believe in. He feels it's a waste of money to go to the movies. The woman too is going to be bored. So when I say having a solid foundation, if people need to have things in common, you need to like the same things, or you need to meet each other halfway. The person, even if the person has not heard about something that you like, but just because of that connection, they want to be with you. Over time, they gravitate towards that. So it's very key in marriage, Lillian. So I hope we have answered your question, and you can keep writing to us, and we will try our best to answer.
I think we had some other comments there. Uche said something there. Let's.
No, you go back to the previous screen.
Is it the previous screen?
Yes,
we've missed a couple of bits. Okay, let's go back. We want to catch everybody's comments, right? I don't want people to feel like they wrote and we didn't write it out. I mean, we didn't read it out. So Halimat, go ahead.
Halimat said, for me, once we are medically compatible, the next is probably check their views on stuff like domestic abuse, polygamy, cheating, and probably how you react if your partner is richer.
Interesting.
So the medical compatibility too is, I know what she's talking about, is the person, if you have sickle cell traits and the person has sickle cell traits, the chances of you having a child that is as SS is
right.
Is higher, and all that. A lot of people don't check that. They've already fallen in love, and then they find out that medically we're not compatible. They are stuck, and it could be a very big challenge. But then, to be quite honest, who do you meet day one? Oh, hello, how are you? My name
what's your?
Please, what's your? Is it genotype? What's your genotype?
Are you
Nobody does that,
or whatever.
But it is good to somehow
at some point you have to
find
check it,
out.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's very important.
things like domestic abuse, polygamy, cheating, nobody will tell you, oh, I'm a polygamist, I like to cheat, I beat people. No, they won't. That's why it's good to date people, hang out with them, talk to their friends, know who their families, observe the person. And so if you people are hangout buddies, you observe, talk less,
and I think I should throw
more.
this in, not to interrupt you. I think that dating game, there's a minimum of 2 to 3 years there. I don't think 1 year you say I'm ready to get married, I don't think is enough. 2 to 3 years solid. You got to date the person.
Well, it depends on how
you got to
old
know
are
the person,
as
right?
well.
Well, that's why you advised them to start checking
Yeah,
things
but some
out
people are listening to me. They are not in college, so what
no,
do
I
they
understand that. But even if but honey, I'm not going to sit here and advise you to in 12 months rush into a marriage. I'm not going to advise that. 12 months is too. They've not done what you've said for them to do. They've not hung out enough. And like you said, for example, in Lagos, they're already working. They have jobs. What did you say? If you spend 2 hours in 1 month or whatever, is it enough time? Anyway, that's my opinion.
But I know people
It's
who've dated people for 7 years and it ended up not working.
I understand that.
No, so how do you address that?
I get that, right? There's always going to be a one-off, right? 2 people off. There's going to be an exception to the rule, always. But I think the general rule is that you need to date somebody for 2 years minimum to get a feel of who this person is. 2 years, 1 year is not enough. 1.5 years is not enough.
Well, my opinion is if
right?
it's above 2 years and the person is still not talking marriage, you need to cut it off.
Okay.
Some people just date and date and date.
Fine.
And like she said, the guy that she's attracted to,
he's not talking marriage yet.
He's not talking. When is he going to talk?
Well, how long has she dated him? She didn't tell us, right?
She didn't tell us, but again, so there is a minimum, like you said. Don't date for don't date people, hurriedly and jump into marriage. Then also don't overdate people.
No, you shouldn't. Now you shouldn't overdate.
You should. For
the guy
me,
is serious. He should
if
propose
you've
now.
been with a person for 2 years and the person has not said anything, waka, they go.
Okay, understood. So let's see. I think Lillian, she's writing a lot. Okay.
No,
so let's go to Uche, right? Uchenna Mberu, right? Says absolutely correct, but I would say look out for genuineness and truthfulness. Someone who accepts you for who you are and respects you, right? Magdalene Maxwell says, Lillian, don't be in a hurry to jump into marriage. Be friends first, right? Uche says, marry who knows and fears God, because only God can give you wisdom to deal with issues in life, right? And Lillian says, oh, we've read that though. We've read that. Lillian says, but I'm scared of waiting for the other guy and it turns into a situation that leads nowhere. I'm giving it a chance because I want someone who wants to commit to me. She says she doesn't want to rush into marriage. You know what? I think, Andy, you may have to have more of a chat with this Lillian.
No, I think I've answered her question, saying that she's scared of waiting for the other guy, and it turns into a relationship that is going nowhere. Which what I've told her, if after 2 years the person is still not talking marriage, it's time to cut it off. And you don't even have to wait for the 2 years. You will know who wants to be with you and who is just stringing you along.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is really not advisable to get into a marriage relationship, because marriage is not the thing. Well, if it doesn't work, I will just leave. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It does not work that way. The only grounds for which you can divorce your spouse as a Christian is on the grounds of adultery. What if the guy refuses to commit adultery? You're stuck.
Oh, so you should go and commit adultery.
Yes, so you can go. But he has decided, you see this adultery, I'm not committing it.
So you're stuck.
You're stuck.
Maybe you see that. Well, I'm not going to say that on the show. That would be, I was going to humorously say you set him up, right? But no, we're Christians. We don't sin against God.
He does you Joseph style.
We're not going to set somebody up,
and run
right?
away. Not this adultery.
We're not going to set somebody up, right? But see, guys, it's time to bring the show to an end. I think it's very important.
It is? Oh, wow. The time went by
so went by so fast. Halimat says to me, there's really no duration to know a person. We've seen different occasions where people hide their true characters for a long time. Why waste your time on something not serious? We have seen people we got to know one another just for 2 months and they're doing well. Interesting. I get her point, but 2 months is not advisable. Halimat, I understand what you're saying. Look, marriage is a very serious business. Okay, 2 months is not enough time to get to know somebody you're going to marry.
Well,
right?
That's luck. So
Yes,
let's acknowledge what she's saying.
I acknowledge that. Yeah, that's luck.
Some people is pure luck.
That is luck. That is grace. I don't know what to call it really, but 2 months and then you get married. I don't know. Marriage is so serious. It's so serious. Even as a lawyer, do you know how many years it took me to prepare to appear before the California Superior Court downtown? You know how many years? As a finance person, do you know how many? So 2 months into something. And Halima, thank you for sharing. Well, we are, like my wife said, we should acknowledge your point of view. So we're not trying to diminish what you've said. Like Dr. Azuka said, that's probably luck. I call it grace, right? But on the show here, on the Chike Onyia Speak show, that's not something that we're going to recommend, right? For me, you need to date for 2 years minimum. And like my wife said, if after 2 years the guy is not proposing and all that, you need to rethink that and move. But this is serious business. It is. It's serious business, right? So we need to bring the show to an end. Wow, such an interesting topic. We've not even scratched the surface. We're just getting started. There's
On point one.
Yeah, we're just on point one, right? And we've already gone left, right. It's so much to talk about, right? But I think we've established a couple of things tonight that we want to summarize here at the end. Number one, if you're still in university, start thinking about that spouse and what you want in a spouse, right? Number two, we've said you need to learn about what it takes to be married. Your parents should be models in that area. You can go on YouTube and go watch a video, try ChatGPT, like my wife said, talk to friends, family, read a book, right? You need to go and study marriage and the institution. Church, the Holy Bible is number one. In fact, it's the number one source of what a wife should be like, what a husband should be like. And along the line, we're going to talk about the role so that you begin to look ahead to say, can this person as a man play the role of a husband? Can this person as a woman play the role of a wife successfully? We have so much to cover in this month of October, right? We also said, Oni, you also said they need to be friends. They need to align and have similarities, right? It's so important.
And if you love somebody and the person is not ticking all the boxes, we want to encourage you to tune into the show next week. We're going to walk through how you can, help people. Nobody is perfect.
Right.
There's nobody you pick and the person ticks all the boxes. No. Nobody is perfect.
You ticked all the boxes.
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, whatever. Just
I
go
didn't
ahead.
know how to do a lot of things. I was very poor at record keeping.
Okay, go ahead. Don't worry. Okay, so we're going to help somebody.
So we're going to help somebody, so we don't want it to be like such a daunting task that, people are scared. No, but we're going to help you. We're going to walk you, we will walk you through the key things to watch out for, and also to how to teach you to be patient and help the other person grow into what you would like them to be.
I think we should end based on something you just said, which I don't think we missed it. It's just that we didn't emphasize it, and maybe because we have other things to talk about. And it's love. You just mentioned it. You said if you love somebody, you have to marry somebody you love, in my opinion. People talk about, you go marry somebody. How can you marry somebody you don't love? I've never been able to figure that out. Some people may disagree with me. Some people say, don't worry, your love will come later. Money will translate into, will help you love the person, right? I've heard people say that, forget love. If there's money, there will be love, right? I come from a different school of thought. Maybe I'm old school. I married for love. Period. I married you because I love you deeply. In fact, I'd take a bullet. They shoot a bullet. Somebody try to shoot a bullet near you, and I mean this literally, but nobody can try it anyway, right? I will really virtually take a bullet for my wife. That's how much I love you. So you know what I'm saying? That love is so critical to me. It is. It is. It means more than anything.
Don't shoot me.
Ever. Don't shoot her. Don't shoot don't shoot the sheriff. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, hon, it's past 8. Our studio guys are looking at us like, guys, come on, man, we gotta end this show, right? Anyway, thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in tonight. Some people are laughing. They're sitting on their couches at home laughing like, this chicken, a lover boy, yo. Yes, I am a lover boy. You know what I'm saying? How many men have their wives as co-hosts? Oh yeah, go and tell me. Anyway, let me shut up my mouth before somebody says, Chike, this you and this your wife. Now only you marry. I beg, make una no vex. Anyway, thank you, and thank you so much. This is the Chike Onyia Speaks Live Talk Show. I am your host, Chike Onyia. My lovely wife is the co-host, Dr. Azuka Onyia. Next week, we'll be back at 7 p.m. West African time. Listen, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go in there and press subscribe. Go to Facebook, follow us at Chike Onyia Esquire. Look for our Instagram pages. Look for Chike Onyia Speaks or Chike Onyia. Well, we're also on Spotify. So we're doing podcasts now on resilience and emotional intelligence. They're 10 minutes podcasts, right? You can go and listen. On Spotify, just look for Chike Onyia, or you can look for Chike Onyia Speaks and subscribe, tune in, follow, and listen to those podcasts. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night, and God bless you.